One of the key issues that comes into the idea of recovery and abstinence from alcoholism is the idea that abstinence must be present. That's not always the case. Abstinence occurs hopefully with recovery, but for the clinician needs to understand that there may be abstinence without recovery, which is oftentimes far more difficult to deal with for the family than for somebody where abstinence accompanies recovery. Recovery with periodic abstinence may be a step up from where the family's at. And so to focus on the recovery rather than the abstinence oftentimes is a more productive technique, particularly when dealing with the family, because the family members do not have the control or the power over whether or not the alcoholic is going to continue to drink or use. For them to move the focus onto their own recovery, to understand their own role in the system and to be able to deal with their own feelings and expectations and behaviors, that's paramount for the clinician in dealing with the family. One of the gifts in going to Alateen is that they can expand their support base. One of the models I use is to look for balance in their life, both around mind, body, spirit, and Alateen is going to help provide resources to expand that base in all of those areas with the kids. When they go there, they find that they do have somebody else they can relate to. There is a way to deal with their feelings in a different way, and they don't have to simply rely on the strength of the family, that they can broaden their support to just be kids and to learn who they are as they're going through this critical time with their identity, to become a healthy person. And they can rely on the strengths of other people beyond just within their family. They don't have to rely on the system that they come from, which oftentimes is challenging. It's challenging in the best of times. And when we throw alcohol into the mix, it makes it very difficult for teenagers. They can find that support in Alateen.
We find that social relationships suffer when someone's been drinking, and many times in recovery, the social relationships still suffer because the adult hasn't been socializing. But Al-Anon and Alateen also provide, if you will, a social laboratory. They're people to interact with in healthy, productive ways. You know, when someone breaks their leg, we don't tell them go out and run a race. We have to teach them how to walk slowly, and they might need physical therapy, and then they increase the amount they walk, and then they can run. When a family member of an alcoholic starts through the journey of recovery, they need to learn social skills again. They need to learn how to laugh. They need to learn when it's okay to cry. They need to learn that they can get angry. And Al-Anon and Alateen are safe places to do that.
Productive treatment for the family means, first, teaching the family that they're not the cause of the alcoholic's illness. They have to get the proper care to the alcoholic. That means turning the care of the alcoholic over to the professional, no longer buffering the alcoholic from the natural consequences of their illness, recognizing that it's an illness, getting the alcoholic to the physician, to the psychiatrist, to the proper treatment center so that the professionals can take care of the chronic medical illness that the alcoholic has. And then turning the focus onto themselves and looking at what are the kinds of problems that have been engendered within themselves by their own self-neglect. Are they getting the care that they need, and are they doing the self-care that they need to do? And very often that's getting themselves to Alateen and Al-Anon in order to even discover what self-care means.
In treating a family system that has alcoholism, in going back to the resiliency factor, you want, because this family is broken down with the negativity of the disease, the isolation of the disease, the not talking, trusting, and feeling that is a part of the negative rules of that family system. First of all, they're coming to you, so you want to be able to honor the fact that they've sought help, You want to empower the family by talking about, again, the positive things that are going on, while still identifying that drinking is the primary illness in the family system. Drinking or drug addiction is the primary illness. So the productive treatment for them would be, first of all, that they're taking action to come to you, and you may recommend that the family seek out an educational program or a treatment program. You may also have them read some literature around addiction. So you're beginning the process with them, and then you may invite them to go to some 12-step meetings, like Al-Anon meetings, to get them involved right away with a community of people that can support them. So along with them coming to you as their primary therapist, they're also beginning to develop a support system outside of your office. And I think that's probably the most productive start for a family in the treatment of this illness.